Welcome, everyone, to the Planning Board meeting for the Town of Norfolk, Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. In accordance with the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, notice was previously provided that the Planning Board meeting will be meeting this evening at 7 p.m. in Meeting Room 124, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass. Alternative public access to this meeting was provided via Zoom.
Rich, you're on Zoom.
We're having a little feedback in the room. 1 second.
Feedback leads to success.
Deja vu all over again.
Hey, it's a good meeting when we get a little feedback.
How's that?
All right, it's wonderful, wonderful. All right, this Zoom application will allow users to view the meeting and provide comments during allocated windows. We do have one of our board members who is joining us via Zoom, so that means all votes this evening will be roll call vote. To join the Zoom meeting, follow the web link that was provided on the town's website prior to this meeting. The meeting will be recorded for future broadcast by the Norfolk Community Television. For more information about getting connected and the video conferencing features, please visit the town website. So let's begin the meeting. Let's begin. So we have a public hearing at 7 p.m.
Continue public hearing for the fire station.
They have requested, it's for the fire station, 117 Main Street, Norfolk Fire Station site plan, special permit, earth removal permit, and stormwater management permit. That was continued from the September 13th meeting, and they have requested to continue.
Correct.
So do we need to vote to approve that? Okay.
Yep.
So I will entertain a motion to continue until November 7th, 2022 at
7 p.m.?
7 p.m.
So moved.
Seconded.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, so we'll do a roll call vote. We'll start with Eric.
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, so it is unanimous.
Okay.
All right. So we
can jump into some new business.
Yeah, so we'll jump to new business. So which one do you want to start with, Rich? You want to do the salt shed?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so we have the 33 Medway Branch DPW salt shed request for occupancy.
We have Barry with us.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Barry. How are you?
Not too bad. How's it going?
Doing well. So I guess bring us up to speed. What's the request this evening?
So we're requesting temporary occupancy so we can start loading salt in the shed for the winter. The salt shed has been built. The rain garden is in. All the piping is done. Electrical is done. The only thing we have outstanding is the sound barrier. And that was a special request to have it, structural engineer look at it. We recently got the design in and we're looking at estimates to have the sound barrier. Everything else is complete other than that.
Okay.
So we recommend this for occupancy, correct, to the building commissioner?
For temporary.
Okay.
Right, so we'll need to recommend it for temporary occupancy for, do we need to put a time limit in? For how many days, or? Are you seeking so you're seeking a temporary occupancy for what, like 90 days, or when do you anticipate getting that sound barrier in?
That's got to be the question. It's going to be the weather. So PAR Engineering did the structural engineering design on it. We have that. I have 3 vendors looking at us to give us quotes. If the weather holds, we'll try to get in. If snow comes, it's probably not going to be until spring until we complete it.
That's more than 90 days.
That's more than 90 days.
Yes, it is.
We need a time frame, Rich?
It's usually suggestible to have a time frame, but if you want to, what you could do is kind of split things. Maybe do it till the end of the December, Barry, and then report back and then
Yeah, we can regroup then. Like I said,
do another
I sent
extension.
the packet out last week, and I'm just looking for estimates right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense, is that we extend it till the end of the year, and then if it looks like, at the December meeting, if that's not going to happen, then circle back and we can extend it until a different reasonable time.
Motion?
So, any other discussion before we make a motion? Anybody on the board, anybody in the audience? Okay, so,
Move to recommend to the building commissioner a temporary occupancy for the Department of Public Works salt shed until December 31st, 2022.
Second.
okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Eric?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. It's unanimous. Thank you, Barry.
Recording in progress.
Sorry, that was just me.
All
So
right.
there's next item on the agenda is Wright's Farm Road request for bond reduction.
Okay.
Now,
John?
you,
So is this, which stations is this? It's, I don't think, this is further down from this is not in front of my house. This is,
Dooley's.
it's,
no,
oh,
the bond,
the
no,
bond
bond
reduction.
reduction.
Oh,
The bond reduction.
yeah, this is for where.
This is for the other part, like in front of the,
Yes,
like the stags and, yeah.
correct.
Okay.
So then John
So I'll
will,
recuse myself.
So John needs to recuse him, but I do
and then the
not.
next one,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
okay. All right.
Okay, so we have Wrights Farm Road request for bond reduction from $43,816.88 to $11,730.
There's
I
a,
think, Barry, you had a table, do you want to put it up on the screen? I think you had
I do, hold on.
I remember
oh,
seeing
actually, he's on, so you probably could ask him the question, since I didn't ask him that question.
what's it?
You asked about that 300?
Oh, yeah, Barry, there was a line item on the table that you provided with just a 300, like, that's the line, what does that mean?
I have no idea. That was carried down from some original bond reduction, so I just left it in there. Yeah,
It was zero,
I tried chasing it back to original stuff from Bob McGee, and yeah, I had no luck.
Okay. I was like, what is this line item? Okay.
Yeah, I kind of said the same thing too, and in order to keep the math going, I left it in there.
Okay. I mean, it was zeroed out, so it doesn't seem to affect anything, but it was just strange.
A late blockbuster rental for the Sparta movie 300 from 10, 15 years ago.
There you go.
Could be. Okay. I know we have it in our packet, but
Have it in your packet.
I can,
I'm sorry, I was prepared.
oh, that's fine.
It was shared right up here.
This is here we go. So the only, it looks like the only outstanding item are the as-built plans.
Yes.
Everything else has been completed.
Yep, everything else has been complete. The DPW's reviewed a few things. And actually, John helped out. There was a couple things, resident complaints that came in on Keeney Pond. And as part of wrapping things up, John took care of that for us as well. So that was helpful.
Okay. So we got as-built plans for $9,384, and then agency gets us a total of $11,730.
Yes.
correct.
Okay. There we go. Betsy's got it.
Better late than never.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
300.
So yeah, that I was referring to that last line item there, 300. Don't know what it is, but
I can look at.
but whatever it is, it's complete.
That's funny. I'll look at some of the old cost of completes too. I don't know if there's anything.
Okay. Any comments from the board?
No, pretty straightforward.
Any comments from the audience? Okay. So I will entertain a motion to reduce the bond from $43,817. Now here on this, it says 817.00, but the meeting minutes, or the agenda says 88 cents. I'm not sure which is correct. I guess it's a rounding.
Yeah, he rounded.
Okay. So we'll, reduction from the $43,816.88 to
Yep.
$11,730.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We'll do a roll call vote. Eric?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. It is approved. Okay.
Now, the next item on the agenda, which I do know you're gonna
Yep.
recuse yourself on, is the modification for the King Pond subdivision. Rick Boudreau's here from United Consultants. Betsy will put up the plan. Similar to what's been done a couple of times already, was a revision to the easement
Yep.
behind the lots. Betsy will pull up the plan.
I will recuse myself since I live across the street.
So Chris will,
Just us and Chris then.
Chris is the chair.
Chris is the chair now.
Chris is leading.
Thanks, Chad. It's all your fault. All right, you're pulling up the drawings, right there, Rich?
Yeah, I've got it up here. Let me see if Rich can pull it up on the,
There we go.
oh, okay, Andrew's gonna show it.
Okay.
Can you see that, Chris?
Yeah, I can. Let me just change my view. There we go. Okay, so this is very similar to the easement reduction that we had performed a couple months ago at this point. DPW does not need the amount of space that was originally provided for access and maintenance, so it doesn't make sense for us to have the easement as large as it previously was. Do we have any questions? Start off with the board. Hearing none. Questions from the audience? I do see, Sean, you own property over there. Do you have questions around this?
It's my property, so no, I don't have any
Okay,
questions.
so you're all set there. All right, so if we don't have any additional questions, then I would be willing to entertain a motion to approve I don't have the text in front of me, Rich. What do I gotta say?
Yep, it's the request for the modification of 11 Lot 31 Wright's Farm Road to revise the drain and access easement.
You wanna say that slower?
Sure.
Can I just make the motion, right? 'Cause I
Yep.
can-
Yeah, can you do that?
Yep,
Thank
just
you.
read
Yeah,
it.
so-
If you read it from the agenda, you're good.
I move to make a motion to request for modification of 11 Wright's Farm, Lot 31 Road to revise drain and access easement.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Gary Sullivan,
Aye.
Eric Diamond,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Chris Montfort says aye. It's unanimous.
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Got it, I already got it in my notes. I have that plan for you two to endorse, and Chris, if you can swing by at some point, and I'll have you sign it.
I relinquish control back to you, Chad.
Yep. Thank you, Chris. Awesome job. We are approaching 7:15. We have an appointment at 7:15. We got like 30 seconds.
Yep.
Well, this one, they requested postponement?
Correct.
This is
So,
me.
yep, that's right. So, we'll just kind of read it in that, we did have an appointment at 7:15 for Emmanuel Baptist Church, 73 Rockwood Road. They have decided to postpone until the next meeting, November 7th. And so will that also be at 7:15, or do we?
You know, where it's an appointment, I'll kind of work them in to see how our schedule
Okay.
is going. But
Okay.
most likely, it'll be right around the same time.
Okay. Sounds good. So, the next is meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve meeting minutes for September 13th as printed.
Second?
Okay, any discussion on that? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Eric Diamond,
Aye.
Gary Sullivan,
Aye.
John Weldon,
Aye.
Chris Montfort,
Aye.
and the vice, Chad Peck, or I'm sorry, the chairman, Chad Peck votes aye.
Make a second motion to approve the September 27th meeting minutes as printed.
Second?
Second.
Actually, John, you can't second that one. You weren't at
Okay.
that meeting.
I can second it.
Chris, second.
Okay, Chris seconded
Chris,
that.
Awesome.
Okay. So then John also should or should not vote on that, right? He should not.
I'll abstain, you got
He can
votes.
abstain.
Okay.
We don't
Yep.
need him. We don't need his vote.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second, so we'll do a roll call vote. Eric Diamond,
Aye.
Gary Sullivan,
Aye.
and John, you're gonna abstain?
Abstain, yep.
Okay, Chris Montfort,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay. So next is vote to recommend acceptance of the following streets at the November 15th town meeting. Are all the streets that are here still are moving forward with it? We got Warren Drive,
Yes,
Hemingway Place, Farrington Ave, and Redwood Circle.
that's correct.
Okay.
You have a recommendation in your shared drive from DPW
Yes, I did see that.
to recommend acceptance.
Can you pull that up?
Yes, I can.
This, it's- Here we go. Done with this.
DPW, here we go.
And that one's- That's me.
That? Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
Okay.
That's actually,
I was gonna ask Barry, but he dropped off. But we do have a letter of recommendation from the DPW, stating that those roads are ready for acceptance. Any discussion on that? It took a long time to get Fox Run on there. That's good to see it.
yeah, it's 4 years, 5 years.
So I don't, on this list here, in the agenda, I don't see Fox Run.
What's that?
Well,
On the-
it's Farrington, it's.
Oh, it's
Well,
Farrington and
yeah,
Redwood
it's
Circle, I'm
Farrington.
sorry.
Yes, we
Yeah.
didn't reference the,
I gotcha. I see it, yep.
yep.
Any discussion on that?
Long time coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion to recommend acceptance of the following streets at the November 15th, 2022 town meeting, which includes Warren Drive, Hemingway Place, Farrington Avenue, and Redwood Circle.
So moved.
Second?
So we have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote. Eric Diamond,
Aye.
Gary Sullivan,
Aye.
John Weddleton,
Aye.
Chris Montfort,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay, Rich, we got 10 minutes till our next public hearing. Do we
Okay.
want to do some
Yes.
Town planner
absolutely.
updates?
Yeah, there, in terms of update for the town center wastewater study, the hydrogeologist just finished the report, sent it to, Woburn and Kern, so they'll be going over that this week, and then they'll be able to report back after that, so it's not, they got the geologist report, they're gonna go through it and then see, so it's not a heck of a big update, but that's the size
They
of
will be able to tell
it.
the field capacity?
Then they'll be able to, yes,
Okay.
the field
great.
capacity.
So when,
So then I would expect that, certainly for November meeting, we'll have something. I think we'll then have to have a specific meeting around that topic. So I'll talk to the engineers about that, just specific on that topic, so,
okay,
with the board. So probably, probably after town meeting, something like that. So we'll figure out with your schedule
Okay,
what makes most sense.
all right. That sounds good.
In terms of the next item on the agenda, the master plan, that's set up for next Monday evening here.
Yep.
In this room. I put in the shared drive the matrix for the evaluation for
Oh, nice, thank you.
it's a beta group submitted a response for the master plan, excuse me, and Metropolitan Area Planning Council. We did, Betsy today, set up a Zoom as well, because one of the team members for beta needs to do it remotely, so it's set up. But the rest of them, as far as I understand, the team will be in person
Okay.
here for next Monday evening.
And we have the room, right, Rich?
And we do, yes,
Yep, so seven, we have a 7 o'clock and an 8 o'clock,
8 o'clock,
so we have the room reserved from 7 to 9.
Yep.
correct.
Great.
Is that being streamed at all?
It'll most likely be streamed.
Right. I'm being sent out to Indianapolis next week, so.
Okay. Well, so you can participate,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Zoom.
I set it up as a
Oh, cool.
Zoom.
Awesome.
yeah, so then you'll zoom in.
Okay,
Sounds good.
great.
And most likely they'll be streaming live on, not that you want to participate, but
Yeah.
it'll be streamed to NCTV. Yeah. The instructions to both firms was 15-minute short presentation, present something that you couldn't read that's already been submitted to the board, and then have a question, leave the balance of the question and answer period.
All right.
So that's the update with that. Southwood Hospital site, Josh Fial from MAPC compiled the response to the survey that was done. So remember the June 6th had the presentation, and then was posted on the website. There would end up being about 400 respondents to it.
Oh, good.
So we got pretty good.
Nice.
I'm going to post that on the town website tomorrow. I'll share the link so you can go through it ahead of time. But then he is going to plan to come in on November 7th to talk through the responses that were from the results from the response. Yeah, there was, I thought 400 was really good, actually, quite honestly. And the fact that, you self-identify what your affiliation is. And so it was over half of them. It was like maybe 260
That's
people.
3 times what goes to town meeting.
Yeah, so it's a good amount. So that'll be
Right.
posted, and the link will be out there. And then we'll put a little notification on the front page of the Norfolk website, so people can, we got the rail trails up there now. That link is there, put up last week for the Metacomet Greenway. And I guess we'll have to put a picture there for this study, so people can go take a look at it ahead of time for November 7th.
Yeah. Did you take that picture?
I did not take that picture. But, actually, borrowed that from the Metacomet Greenway. But, so that's really the update in terms of that goes.
Okay.
Got 5 more minutes, I guess.
Any other planner updates? Any updates on the sign bylaws? I know, Gary, you
We
and...
haven't met since the last time we
Okay,
gave an update.
so no updates right yet?
And I have no updates on CPC, but we do meet tomorrow night on that, so.
Okay.
You didn't pick in terms of the sign, which, was it gonna go to the 17th or 24th, the Norfolk Small Business Association? I didn't see any.
Yeah, sorry, I've been traveling, I've been really busy, so I've missed some emails. I'll go.
Since you'll be out of town, you probably want to go to the 24th of
24th.
October, right?
Yes.
I think. Well, anyway, yeah. So the plan is to meet with the Norfolk Small Business Association.
Okay. So, an example of a sign that's not appropriate, I guess you could say, is, you know where the Lafayette
Yeah.
houses
Right,
there,
where-
right at, what is, it's,
Route 1 and
Route-
the side road there,
yeah,
Turtle.
so what's that,
Pine Street?
is that Pine, yeah, it's Pine,
Pine,
yeah.
yeah.
So that sign is really bright, like,
Which sign?
they have a sign right on the corner that's an LED sign.
Yeah,
It's-
the plaza though, not the Lafayette House, the plaza, like
Right,
as
the
you're
pla-
taking that right, the plaza
Yes.
right there. Oh, yeah.
It is, but it's, I mean, it's on the Lafayette House corner, so if you're coming, I guess it'd be north on 1. If you're coming north on 1, you're taking a left turn in, it's right there, and it's super bright. Because I came home late Sunday night from that direction, I was like, wow, that would be something would not be good in our downtown.
That's good to
And
know.
I'm sure they could probably turn it down. I don't know if anybody's ever talked to it. It's just really bright. It's almost blinding at night when it's dark out. It's so
Yeah,
bright.
it's like the modus operandi for that is to get people as they go up and down Route 1 during the day.
Right.
But there's no like B mode where it just kind of goes down a little lower.
That's probably exactly what it is. It's probably set to a daylight setting.
Yeah.
Where you need that high intensity and there's no night setting.
Yeah.
Turned on. Yeah.
But so that goes into part of the complexity of the conversation is like, when you're crafting guidelines and recommendations, how far do you go with actually, because it's really hard to craft anything that would say you can have it at this lumens during these hours. Because then it's like, okay, so now do we go seasonal? Is it these hours during this season? Is then when the daylight
You said
shifts?
it does to dawn.
So like you can just go forever.
Right, but you could probably.
You can't do dawn though, because what if their operating hours are till 9 o'clock and they're a restaurant, right? You want to provide them ability to. I think the bigger point is actually we just don't want signs like that at all, right?
That sign's a little much.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot.
yeah, it's just for me when I drove by, I was like, that is blinding and it's a little too intense. But okay. Anything? We still have like 3 minutes. Got anything, John?
Nothing.
Nothing. Chris is showing us something.
Oh, that's it.
No, that's not the sign.
What is
it? It's a shorter sign right at the
That's
Lafayette.
the only one that I can see. Oh, it's on the actual fence.
Oh, so
yes.
what Chris showed is what I was thinking of.
No, that was
Furniture store.
fine. That was the seasonal sign, and yeah.
So you're talking about this like LED
Yes,
sign that they have.
that sign.
I've never seen that.
That sign is very, very bright.
Yeah, it's right on the corner.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
The Lafayette House?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that sign, when you come in at night, it was going crazy and a white background, and it was yeah, it was very bright.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a sign that you would want.
No, that's just yeah. I'm just saying that's an example of something
Yeah.
we don't want.
Right. Well, as Melissa had done a lot of research and put together, at least the presentation we're sharing, there's the white light and then there's
Lumens and
lumens, but also the color of the light.
the color
too.
temperature.
Yeah, color
Yes.
temperature.
Right.
Yeah, actually, Melissa did a ton of research on that. We should
Yeah.
probably share that eventually because it's really informative as
Awesome.
to, like, to her point, I think she brought this up last meeting. When you say white light, right, the band of applicable white light is actually insane.
It's
And once she
Yeah.
lays out the examples, you're like, oh, wow, okay.
Like
Yeah.
daylight is like 5,200 degrees Kelvin.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like the white light that really looks blue to most people, like that's still technically white.
And that's cooler. That's like 30,000 or somewhere in there. And the redder you want it, the higher the degrees Kelvin.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's getting technical.
No, but I mean, that,
John knows there's a lot of different whites.
Between that and sound,
yeah, exactly.
tough
No,
to
but
quantify.
it is.
Right.
Hence
Another one of Chris's specialties, sound.
Right.
That's right.
Hence the challenge, codifying, right, and put it into the bylaws so you get the outcome that you want.
That's right.
They're all going to be by special permit anyway, right?
Well, that is the takeaway, actually. So we kind of talked about that you're going to need to have that permit
Right here.
in place to be able to say, no,
Correct.
Right here.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a review a couple of weeks after it's been up and
Yeah, so that's
have them come
definitely,
back and follow up.
All right, so the 24th is the one I'll plan on going on.
Okay, good.
I just put it in the calendar so I don't book over it. I forgot that town meeting was the 15th, and I just got sent out today, actually. I booked my airfare. And then I was just looking at this like, oh, town meeting's the 15th.
Yep. And I have a conflict on the December 13th, but we'll circle back to that because
Now we do the hearing, right?
now it's 7:30, so we can do the hearing, but,
Okay. You're
okay.
just gonna travel less.
I am with you. My travel's getting crazy again as well. So, we have a 7:30 public hearing, which this is our first public hearing for this. We need to read this in.
Or waive the reading.
We'll waive the reading.
I think this one is shorter.
Oh, this one's
I think
short?
this one's pretty
Okay, all right.
Waive it anyway.
Still can waive it.
Notice is hereby given in accordance with MGL Chapter 41, Section 81Q, as most recently amended, that a public hearing will be held at the Norfolk Planning Board on Tuesday, October 11th, 2022, at 7:30 PM in Meeting Room 124 at Norfolk Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane. Norfolk Planning Board will discuss proposed revisions to its rules and regulations for subdivision of land and site plan approval and special permit rules and regulations. The purpose of the proposed amendments to the regulations is to renumber and reformat to correspond with the new E-code format. A copy of the proposed regulations is available for review on the town website or in the planning board office of municipal building during regular business hours.
Thank you, Eric.
So in terms of, answer some questions, in terms of following the similar formatting as with the zoning bylaw recodification, it was bunched for now in terms of ministerial changing of words. For example, town treasurer is now collector treasurer.
Yep.
And so they're non-substantive changes for this go-around. And I did get the transcript in terms from, so we didn't get a red line version of that's not something that we talked about at the last meeting, the E-code provides to their clients. But in terms of this end of the E-code processing, this was part of the package that was originally contracted with E-code a few years ago. So in terms of, this is kind of light work here. This is not really detailed oriented or specific with more the requirements within the rules and regs for the planning board. That's really what's kind of part two, if you will. That's
Right.
But that's not going to be E-code. We're going to be changing it with the E-code, but that's going to be more with DPW, town council, kind of looking at the language, the specifications that are outdated. That'll be future work for the board. This is kind of this is really renumbering, reformatting, and some very basic changes. And if you want to go through that a little just to get a flavor of it, what I sent to the board earlier today in terms of, like the meeting's at 7 now, they're not 7:30 anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of change, so, some sentence structure changes, not substantive changes to those sentences.
So there's no substantive changes, there's no sentence structure change, or I mean, there might be some sentence structure changes, but you're not changing any of the meaning, and you are updating, like I see here on the first page is, previously they've said planning board meetings at 7:30, well, they're really at 7, so we need to
Correct.
fix that.
Right.
And I think, Chris wasn't here in the room, we were talking about it before we started. There's 4 options. There's revise as suggested, revise as follows, don't revise, and then defer decision. And so, Rich, what you're talking about with the defer decision is, that's phase 2. It's get it all into E-code now, and then phase 2 will be that, okay, we need to modify this. Like you said, we need to get with DPW, we need to go down this road and figure this out and make some modifications. But that's not the ask right now. We're not worried
Correct.
about that right now. It's let's get it moved over to E-code. This is phase 1, and phase 2 will be down the road.
Correct.
Because there's a lot of those that says defer, defer, defer.
Oh, there are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't see a whole lot of, I'll be honest, there's not a whole lot of changes, because most of these are just bring it over and we'll defer
Yeah.
late till later. So, I don't have a whole lot of,
On the first page here, the one that talks about the time, is there a reason to list a specific time, not just say as posted?
I know in all
That's
the
a good
bylaws, they list meeting days and times for the different committees for some reason.
Yeah, it's in the,
It may be,
In general, they are, but we post for other days and times also.
so,
but I mean, just, for example, the Conservation Commission meets every other, that's probably being updated too, right? They were
That is
meeting
being updated,
every other
yeah.
Wednesday. These boards all met every other Tuesday or Wednesday, and that was in all of our documents. I'm not sure if that's a bylaw, or, is that a bylaw, Rich?
that's in the regs.
rules of
In our-
This says, just onto it, it doesn't say every other Tuesday.
No, I know. We used to meet every other Tuesday.
Right, but does this say?
It just says Tuesday.
this just says
It says all
7:30
Tuesday.
on Tuesdays. Doesn't say
How specific do we have
doesn't
to
give
get?
the frequency, but.
So the previous ones weren't updated when they were all changed.
Right.
So I remember when the planning board meetings were changed years ago from 7:30 to 7.
And they also used to meet every Tuesday.
Right.
I like Eric's
I'm suggesting we
recommendation. I
change
think
it
that
to
makes
say as
sense.
posted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we have to post it. So.
Yeah, that makes sense,
Time's gonna-
especially since we do the special meetings and everything as well.
I don't know why they did specify that in the regs.
Yeah, and sometimes we meet on Mondays because Tuesday doesn't work, and I mean,
Should we provide a location where people can go to see the schedule? Like as posted on the town's website or similar?
Is that getting into
It
making,
might be a little too,
is that too
so
many
right
changes?
now, so currently we have it in My Town Government, which is our official posting location for the meetings. It could, I suppose, it could change too. I mean, I don't think it will, but I suppose it could change.
But I mean, the town's website will always
But if
point
you-
to the location where the meeting postings are.
Yeah, but it's My Town Government, which is embedded within the website, so I don't know.
but why do you need to say that though? Why can't you just say the town
Website?
website? Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Or just as posted as required, or?
So you would like it to say,
So after held, it'd be, shall be held as posted.
as posted.
Because then you could, to be honest, I mean, then the whole rest of it just goes away too. If a regular meeting falls on a holiday, blah, 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 blah,
They don't need to be that
you
specific.
wouldn't even need to have any of that.
Do we have to provide
Or
like
you
how
could
much
s-
notice
or
we're
you say-
giving, or is that in a different section?
That's somewhere different.
Different sections.
You could even say, regular meetings for the planning board shall be held. I mean, do you want to say monthly or at least once a month as posted?
No matter
I'd
what.
probably keep it as generic, I mean,
Yeah, because there's going to be months we don't meet.
That's
So-
true.
so
There
we
are-
wanna
there-
make it
it's
as
pretty rare,
generic-
but yeah.
As generic as possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably keep it as generic as you could.
Do you need a,
So you need a motion to,
well, I mean, are you comfortable, are we all comfortable with that? Or do we need to check with some of the other boards and see what they're doing is to stay consistent with?
there's only two of you that are in this process, which is conservation and yourself, so.
Okay. Never mind then.
Now you have two options. You could do it now if you want, just to make the change the way you want to have it worded now, and then we can update, have E-code address it now. Not worry about what conservation is doing this, so I have to look and see what theirs is. They may not even specify in the regs, I don't know, do you?
Yeah.
They specify it? Yeah.
I think it makes sense to keep it generic.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
I would keep it generic, yeah.
So we would need a motion to revise
The recommendation.
the recommendation to state regular meetings of the planning board shall be held as posted.
And
So moved.
and then are we deleting if a regular meeting day falls?
So and then we're gonna delete
All of that.
Remainder.
the whole,
That.
everything remaining, yes. Yep.
Okay. Great.
So Chris
Chris moved.
moved it. So we would need a second.
Second.
Any other discussion on it? Okay, we'll need a roll call vote. Eric?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Okay, was there anything else that,
Just scroll through it and see.
I don't see anything else. Does anybody else see anything? Okay. Any comments from the audience? I'm not sure who's still on Zoom. So it's just us.
Small night tonight, small.
Good
Only
on
the
my end.
best. It's only the best is here.
There's vast interest in this. Townwide.
It's riveting. All right.
It's not sweep week.
So, all right. So any other discussion before we close?
Rich, did we, I'm just, on page 42, review fee schedule.
Page 42. So I don't have those page numbers.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. So it's,
Mine are all like 100 and,
okay, so it's, section 320-42, 34D.
320.
Page 142.
Thank you.
140, sorry, I missed the one.
Oh, that's fine. So it says do not revise on the
Do not revise.
review fee schedule.
I know we talked about changing our special permit application fees. Is now the appropriate time, Rich?
I think that's to be done after we get this template set up.
Yeah, I think.
That's more of a
That's
specific.
fine.
You don't want to be criticized for trying to slip one in there.
Yeah. Well, this doesn't have to go to town meeting. We just
No,
have
but
to.
nevertheless, I mean,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's, let's not do it right now.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Does it make sense to that, it should say defer decision until after code publication then?
Yes, but do we need to? So
Is there really a difference between do not revise
what
and defer?
what Eric's recommending is we change the recommendation to say defer decision, because we need to readdress this later.
it's probably semantics, but they're somewhat, could be the same, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You decide tonight that you want to defer it versus do not revise,
So, and then we can always revise
and
it
just
later.
revise it, yeah, I mean.
So are you
that's-
okay with just leaving it as is for now, and then we'll just circle back? Yeah, okay. Okay, any other discussion before we close the public hearing? Okay. Nothing, so I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing for the proposed revisions to the planning board rules and regs, subdivision and land and site plan approval and special permit rules and regulations.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote. Eric?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. So the public hearing is closed. So now we need a motion to approve the proposed amendments to the I'm sorry, let me start this over. We need a motion to approve the proposed amendments to the regulations to renumber and reformat corresponding to the new E-code format for the rules and regs for subdivision and land and site approval and special permit rules and regs. Did I get that right?
You did.
Okay.
Excellent. Yes.
So do I.
So moved.
John moved it. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Got a second from Eric. We will do a roll call vote. Eric?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Excellent. So the 7:30 public hearing is complete.
And you're right on time, 7:45.
So we now have a 7:45 public hearing. Eric, can you read that in?
Sure. Notice is hereby given in accordance with Chapter 40A of the Mass General Law that the Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, October 11th, 2022 at 7:45 PM at the Norfolk Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, to discuss proposed changes to the Norfolk zoning bylaws, which have been submitted to the warrant for November 15th, 2022 fall special town meeting. Complete copies of the text of the amendments are available for review on Town Norfolk website or in the planning board office at the hours 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Would you like to waive the reading?
Yes.
That's fine. Yes, we can waive the reading of the articles as follows. Yep.
All right.
All right, so we have 3 items, Rich, right?
Do.
And two are related, correct?
And two are related.
Right. So which one, you want to tackle them in order?
Sure.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's a newer version of this, right? That has the references to the old zoning in addition to the new E-code format.
So the one you have in your packet should be the updated one, the description of the zoning boundary change.
So I put that hearing, that's the hearing notice one. I have in the shared drive, I put in bracketed the old section.
Yeah.
So if you wanna,
Just go to the middle of the street.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far, but the.
What Eric's referring to is, right now, this section 3010-3.2.a is E-code. And
It's unavailable.
we were gonna put in there, like in brackets, the old section from the old bylaws, since the E-code we're still waiting for the Attorney General
Good idea.
to approve
I
it.
actually think the proposed articles that Rich sent did have that.
Right.
I did. I thought I put in the shared drive, I didn't.
You did. There's a Word doc that had it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, kind of like they do the old exit
Cross-reference,
signs? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
a good
right.
idea.
So, because it.
Yeah, the document is called Fall Town Meeting Zoning Articles Old and New.
There you go.
So
Right.
if you can pull that one up, Betsy.
Yep, got it right here. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, so in bold, it shows the old zoning bylaw section. Excellent.
Yes.
And that's what's going to go on the warrant, or when is going on the, is that right?
Not that.
It would be like this.
That would be a handout. it could be a handout. I mean, so just to recap, so the Attorney General is due November
4th, I think you mentioned.
3rd.
3rd, excellent, even
To
better.
report back on the recodification, so cross our fingers, as far as we know, that they'll approve what was done in May, which would have the correct E-code references in it.
Yes.
Now, if for some reason that doesn't pass, we might have to have a motion from the floor just to change it to the old section, which is C2A, location of districts.
Okay.
The presumption is that, the AG approves it, so.
Yes.
So what's on the warrant doesn't have that bracketed information there. But we can do is have it as a handout.
I think it'd be good to have it as a handout, because I'm sure the warrant probably doesn't have the map either.
The warrant?
Doubtful. I've never seen a map printed.
No?
Maybe it will.
Not in the warrant.
Not in the warrant,
On the
but a
warrant?
handout.
Oh, handout?
It's a
Okay.
handout,
All
sure.
right.
So we're definitely going to want a handout, and we can
For sure.
do that. Yeah.
But I don't see the harm in keeping the old location and the new location on the handout for the purpose of that meeting, because by the time, E-code's up and out, approved by the Attorney General, I don't know how many people would have, visited the site to check it out, or, if they're nerds like me, they'd have a copy of the book at home, and they'd probably want to reference that one, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Yeah, we'll have the handout, we'll have the bracketed information for town meeting.
Yep.
In terms of, well, we already talked about the last meeting, but, so the boundary goes to the middle of
Yep.
Main Street, so.
Yep. Yep, boundary goes in the middle. You updated the boundary description on the map, so, yep.
I don't-
So this is a public hearing, so any discussion amongst us, no one's on Zoom, so it's riveting.
It's kind of an odd choice of colors, mustard yellow, mauve, and candy
Cranberry?
apple green.
Well, I mean, as you see, it doesn't
Did that
translate
go
well to
to, did that
grayscale.
go to design review?
This is also
Not
color.
with these photos, I can assure
So-
you.
I have a feeling someone dropped a bag of
So
Skittles on their paper.
when you do the handouts, can
It's
they?
gonna have to be in color.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have to be. in
Yeah.
color.
Yeah, we'll do it in color.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because
No,
this
otherwise it's
is
useless.
colorized. That's what it would look like if you do a grayscale, right?
Yeah, no, it's useless. Yep.
Okay.
No, yeah, we'll,
Okay.
and we didn't pick the colors either, for the record.
No. We're not
I-
blaming
it's
you for the
fine.
Oh,
colors.
not at all, no.
We're
Well,
just
for the
making fun
people at home, if they don't like the color, I don't,
All right.
Can we vote on the colors next time?
You should probably
Any,
codify that we have to choose the colors for all.
Well, you didn't advertise it, so you can't probably the color.
Any other discussion before we?
I think this thing's had a lot of discussion.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to vote to approve these,
We recommend it, yes.
recommend it, but we do that after we close the public hearing?
Yes.
Yeah, so we don't need to do anything right now.
Haven't we already recommended these go forward anyway?
We,
Not
well, you-
officially.
We've discussed recommending
We've dis-
them.
Not
We've
officially.
agreed on recommending them, but not
We-
officially voted on recommending them.
You sponsored them?
sponsored
Yeah, we
it,
did.
that's,
You
Yeah.
sponsored the bill,
right.
remember? It's a bill.
Right.
No, I was kidding, but, you sponsored the bill
You gotta
and
get your word salad together.
here it is, and then, now you'd be recommending it.
Right.
You wanna do them all at once, or, I mean,
Well, I would say we do it all at once, but
okay, that's fine,
that's okay.
sure.
Unless we want to do, what do you want to do them one at a time? Just to be,
For all
The
of
way
us.
we vote on it doesn't mean anything with regards to how we want the town to vote on, it, right?
No,
Okay.
What do you mean?
As far as like whether or not we're bundling them or separating them,
no.
they're all different articles. Okay.
So they are gonna bundle, this will be separate, this one, because it is only one.
Next two will
The
be
next two will be
bundled,
bundled together.
That makes
Perfect.
sense.
Okay.
that makes,
Same thing.
okay.
Yeah.
So discussion on Article 2 and Article 3, which, as Rich mentioned, will be bundled.
We've already discussed these a bunch, so I'm comfortable with.
So you, So my recommendation for the handout, if you can't get it all on one page, I would do and they're going to be bundled, I would do a page break so that you got Article 1 on one side, Article 2/3 on the other side.
We'll get their official article number too for the handout, so.
Okay.
That way it's just one piece of paper and
Yeah.
one on one side, one on the other, and done.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like it's going to all fit.
No, maybe, no. No, because you want to keep the map a decent size so you can get a sense of it.
Does Article 2 and 3 benefit from also having a location map since it's,
Yeah, we could, as a,
I'm not sure how much explaining we would need to do or how much we feel that, comfortable doing that. I don't want to give too much information, right? Don't.
I want to give what's appropriate.
So, right, that's the question. What's
Yeah.
appropriate?
It is a very good question.
As far as what, I missed that.
Well, it impacts the C4 district, right? So I think what Gary's saying is, should we have a location map of where that is?
Yeah, so like, do we reference, so we know what the intent of these are, right? Do we reference that lot?
We have to mention that this is the only C4 district in the town of Norfolk,
Right. Well, yeah, right. So, but
which is basically River's Edge.
but giving a map of River's Edge, wouldn't really show anything. I guess my question is, we know what these changes are intended for. We know exactly what lot these are intended for. Do we just show this is the lot we're talking about?
You could do that.
Or does that not?
Well, but it impacts the whole
It does
district.
impact the whole district.
So, I mean, 20 years down the road,
Yep. If a condo goes down, something else
Yeah.
could.
right, I mean,
Okay.
Or if he decides to demolish that entire office area.
Yep.
yeah, who knows, 20 years from now, everything might change and he's like, I can make more money doing something totally different and I'm going to, like Chris said, tear that down.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he could.
Do you want to specify this change for this one piece of this property?
No. I was just, I was trying to help visualize what it's for, but really it's
It's a valid point, because where office space is so undesirable in the town of Norfolk, and that more so being farther away from highways, what's to say down the road, somebody decides to take down all the shops and offices and put condos up? So I think actually it's a pretty good point.
So you're saying it would be we should highlight the entire district. So this is the C4 district. These two articles would apply to the entirety of the district. Now it's clearly the empty lot, but in future it could be anything.
Well, do you want to limit this so he can't do it in any other place of the site?
So how would you do that?
I guess there's a parcel number identified in River's Edge, correct?
there is, I don't.
It's that one that was gonna be the 3,000-foot restaurant. I believe in the site plan, there's a parcel number. But I don't think you can,
I don't think you,
you can't, that's spot zoning. You couldn't do that just for one part of the
But
whole.
you could do all along the frontage, in the B1 district, we talked about, street
I think
frontage.
you probably could, but I think that would be out of the scope of this.
It would be, it definitely would be, yeah.
So it's, so I think you have to,
Probably just leave it as is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with leaving it as is,
Yeah,
but that's a great
I
question.
wasn't trying to question the articles. I was just trying to think through
I think it's a
how
good-
much explaining do we
I think it's
need
a
to
good point,
do.
Gary. Down the road,
well, we could have in the handout, like you mentioned, we could have a map that shows the,
it just wouldn't preclude anything being changed in that district down the road, that's all.
right.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea, just so everybody knows, it impacts this.
Okay.
It's this, right?
Yeah, I can pull it up and Andrew can put it up on Zoom.
Oh, no, I have it on my.
Down
my
the road,
screen.
if we ever
What
wanted
do
to
you
pick a
want?
spot in
I have it
town
on,
and rezone it with this
I
type
wanted
of
to just screen
zoning,
share to show them.
it's not a bad
We could
idea.
do.
You're
So if
from
you let
5 and
me,
older,
you allow me to
Alright.
screen share.
big
It's
demand
disabled
with
right
the
now?
aging of the population.
Right.
And if we did rezone it for,
Yeah, hold
as it
on.
is now,
Oh, yeah,
the separate
you're on.
commercial and separate residential, I think it's probably more advantageous to
You
have either separate or combo, multi-use all in the one district rather than keeping
Right.
both separate,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah. Good point.
You should be good now.
Really good point.
It's a great type of zoning because there's
I
no
forgot you were on Zoom.
no hardship on the schools and there's
Yeah.
a big demand for it.
Big demand for it.
And he'd still be responsible for the affordable housing.
Yep.
part of
So
the
if you
whole
see,
thing. Tommy got a waiver because this here had no affordable housing requirements on it. So there are none in the 130-something units.
So
There
that's
will be-
everything it would apply
There will
to.
be on this new
Although
plan.
Now,
the
yeah.
power lines clearly aren't buildable, even though they're highlighted.
no, right. But that is everything within the, so I mean, if you wanted to, we could do something like that, so you could at least see the zoning, you know, over top of what's built there, might help people reference-wise.
Yeah, if you highlight 115, I think that would be super helpful as an indicator.
Yeah, so we could put like a little map together for people just to
Yeah,
visualize, see
I
where
think
it
that
is.
would be helpful.
You
Yeah.
know, because not everybody knows what River's Edge is,
That's true.
you know?
Very, very good point. Yep.
And it's not just River's Edge too, so. I don't even know, what's the name of the,
Pin Oaks?
Pin Oaks, next to it.
Ah, that's right.
Is Pin Oaks a C4 district?
It is, yeah,
It is.
yeah. So,
I thought we were talking about just a one specific.
I never thought Pin
Property there.
Oaks.
It's this whole area, but it.
there's
it-
multiple
Oh,
properties within the C4 district.
Yeah. But it is more than just River's
So
Edge.
what about the empty lot off to the left?
Here,
Yeah?
that's the town.
Okay. But,
That's the solar field there? Is that?
No,
No?
this is the well, Holbrook
Ah,
Street
that's the
well.
Holbrook Street well. Yep.
okay.
So just for reference, this is the town line, right here.
Yep.
This is over Millis over here, so these are the back end of lots that are,
Okay.
these other lots down here are, the utility owns them.
So right now, the C4, Rich, is dense 55 and older, plus commercial?
Yeah, which is the commercial, which is River's Edge. This is just residential there.
Right. So River's Edge could have commercial in there if they wanted to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could too, I suppose, but they didn't do that. I mean, it's, you know.
Right.
That's their choice.
Yeah. But so this, I mean, this, I think it's helpful, and probably the other thing that would help is, you know, have it so the town line is
It would be-
highlighted, so.
I'd show the
So there's
town
more than
line.
one parcel within this district,
Right. Show the town line, show, what is that, 115?
yeah,
I think it's show the parcels and the road names.
yeah.
Yeah, at least the what's that road that runs the town line there?
Here,
Yeah,
that's Holbrook.
Holbrook, yeah.
Holbrook, yep.
And then 115.
It'd be good to have a couple of the major streets identified and
Yes.
in the town line. Yep.
Yeah, it's good. So it's good to see this because I thought that C4 was just River's Edge.
So did I.
and the housing back there. I didn't.
So did I.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was the power lines and, yep.
So this maybe is a little, sort of, I mean, there's other layers, we could pick a different map,
That's not
but.
bad.
Yeah, it's not, yeah, I'm just thinking,
And the blank space is where this property is gonna be built?
yeah, it's right.
So
over
the
here.
satellite image to me is more helpful because so much of this land is not like you're not going to build. You know, you're not going to build 45-foot height building in the power lines or in that parcel off to the left there.
Right.
Correct, yeah.
That's right.
No, I think that's important, because that was one of the questions that came up at the advisory board meeting.
Right.
No, I don't think it came up
No,
when you were
told-
there, but I
But then-
watched the subsequent meeting.
Yeah, it came
it
up at
came
the other
up,
meeting I was,
so.
yeah.
So I plan to show this tomorrow night, too.
Okay. Did you send me the Zoom link? I think I have it, or I can get off the website for tomorrow's meeting.
I'll look forward to it.
Because I figured I mean, I'm planning on attending as well.
Yes. Did you plan on attending, Chris?
Chris, you're welcome to attend advisory board tomorrow as well.
Yeah, if you need me, I'll join.
That would be great if you're available.
Yeah, if you're
I
available.
think it would show some good support if we had both of us plus Rich there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It should be
absolutely.
pretty quick. I mean, we've already, you never know, but because we've already gone through it once. They talked about them again when we weren't there. So I think they've,
We'll join at what, 7 again?
Yeah, it's 7 PM. I don't know what, actually, I might as well look on the agenda when I gotta post
it's
it.
7 PM. I think it's in the green. I mean, they're doing it, there is a Zoom. They're doing it in person in the, what is it, the green room, they call it?
Yeah,
or-
over at NCTV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plan to go virtually, but I was just seeing.
I was going to do virtual.
So it
Yeah,
looks
I can
like
join
it.
virtually.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a little ways down there if you see the agenda. Oh, no, I'm not screen sharing.
Well, maybe they'll be willing to
Take out of order.
take it out of order since we're live. I mean, it really depends on who's there, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
What time does that start?
7
7.
PM?
Oh, cool.
and we're quite a ways down on the agenda, but maybe if we're there, they might bump us up, which they did last time. So,
All right.
And I mean, they didn't really have too many concerns about the articles.
no. Okay, so handout is definitely going to be beneficial, handout. Do a map of the C4 district and we're going to bundle 2 and 3, do a map. I think that'll be great. Handout will be in color. Any comments though regarding the articles themselves? I'm comfortable with the language. We've talked about them
Yeah,
several
we've
times.
talked about the language a bunch. I think that's good.
Okay, and it's just, there's no one else besides, Chris on Zoom, so I think if we're satisfied, I think we can close the public hearing. Everybody good? Okay. So I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for the Norfolk zoning bylaws for the town warrant on 11/15/2022 fall special town meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote. Eric?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. So the public hearing is closed, so we now need to vote to recommend, is that the correct word? Recommend do we want to state is it 3 articles, or is it Article 1 and bundling Article 2 and 3?
You're gonna rename them anyway, so.
They're gonna they're gonna renumber
Okay,
them.
so we need a motion to recommend the 3 articles as printed for the town warrant, for the warrant on 11/15/2022 fall special town meeting. Do you want me to read all these in,
No.
Rich?
No,
Okay,
yeah.
as printed.
No, that's printed.
So do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do a roll call vote. Eric?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. So that is unanimous.
Excellent.
So next town meeting, our goal is the use table and signs.
You mean next
I'm
year?
s-
Yeah.
The next town.
Okay, I
meeting.
was like,
that'll be-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
No. The next town meeting, so spring, let me
Yes.
rephrase that. So our goal for spring town meeting is the use table and signs. LED
Right.
signs or backlit signs or whatever you want to, lit signs.
Tasteful signs.
Taste.
Accommodating
Sign bylaw.
signs for
A sign bylaw, there we go. Revisions to the signing bylaw. How about that?
Yes.
Okay, so the last is just, I do have a conflict on December 13th.
Okay.
So, wanted to see, let me pull my
December
calendar.
13th?
December 13th. I have a conflict.
We should have that meeting off for Christmas anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Got shopping to do.
and that whole week is not good for me at all.
I'm happy to run it if it comes to that.
So, We could, I mean, I am available on the 6th, Tuesday the 6th, if you want to do it 1 week earlier. Or we leave it as is and just knowing that I'm absent.
You want to miss the fire department?
They're going to be in November. We're
Oh,
gonna get it
that's
done.
true, okay.
Everybody else
I have
said,
high hopes. We're going to wrap it all up in November.
December 6th.
The 6th works for me.
The 6th,
Yeah, I'm home.
Eric?
I think it's okay.
Okay. So let's, we good with moving it to the 6th? All right, great. Rich, I don't want to speak for you.
Excellent.
Okay, works, okay.
Oh,
So,
wait a minute.
what?
Oh,
Wait,
wait.
What?
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait a minute.
that's the first Tuesday of the month, right?
Yes, that's,
Yeah, so select board
Select
is.
board.
ah,
Yeah.
okay, you're right. I don't have that on my calendar, okay.
Fuck.
What about, Monday the 5th?
That works.
It's a terrible way to start a week, but it works for me, yeah.
Wow, so positive over there. Jeez.
Planning board meetings, a terrible way to start the week?
It's just like I come off the train and I come right into here after starting the week, but you know what? It's for the greater good.
There you go.
for it.
Excellent.
Awesome. And it's gonna be our last
I-
meeting of the year. It'll be
That's right.
nice.
Yeah, we'll have like a
The
punch
5th
bowl or
works.
something.
It'll be nice. We'll have candy canes and we can dress up maybe. No, I'm just kidding.
Just have some eggnog with the moose antler mugs like
Right.
in Christmas Vacation.
Exactly, just like Christmas
something.
vacation.
We'll
All
do
right,
something.
so any other,
Get my hopes up.
all right, any other business? I think that's the agenda.
It's a wrap.
All right, so motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Roll call vote. Eric,
All right.
Gary,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. We are adjourned.
Excellent, all right.
Nice.